Welcome you to I am Juice.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Sal.
Today's topic is protection. What are the ways that you think that you can protect your son or your daughter? Do you protect them in a way by giving them knowledge? Do you think you protect them by, of course, you protect them by harm, whatever need necessary. But what are other ways can you protect or even not protect your kids? Because you cannot protect your kids from heartbreak or anything like that. Can you protect your kids from even bullying or wish your dad would have protect you in some kind of way? You know. So with that being said, Sel, what protection you think you wish you would have received, or what protection you think you would give to your son?
Growing up, my dad himself overall felt protected. Um, of course, physically. Um, I can think of this one time I was at a football game, high school football game. My dad was in the stands, and this kid that was sitting beside me was, I don't remember exactly what he was doing. Maybe he was maybe tried to take something from me. I didn't know the kid, but he was, near my age. He was messing with me, doing something right, and I was just kind of like ignoring him. My dad happened to see, so he was like, is he messing with you or like you good? And I know my dad was pretty hot head, so I might have just been like, yeah, it's all good or whatever. And I think the kid did something again that he saw. So, he started going in on the kid's dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't, he a kid, so he didn't really talk to the kid. He was just told his dad about his son. Basically told him to get his son, and dude started yelling back. So now they arguing, and it's funny, you know, my dad protected me as his son, but then this other dude gonna come out of nowhere and try to kick my dad out. My dad's like, "Who are you? Like, you don't got nothing to do with this, and you don't have the
Mm-hmm.
authority to kick me out." I'm not. We're not fighting. I'm not. We're not in a physical altercation. What am I getting kicked out for? And then the dude was like, "Oh, well, I'm a police officer," and he was like, "And I'm a Marine. I served. I risked my life for this country." And once he said that, he's like, "Oh, thank you for your service." The whole everything changed. The
Mm-hmm.
whole dynamic changed. But long story short, I felt very protected in that moment. You know, I, I felt like there's. I'm. It's funny. I'm trying to protect my dad from starting some stuff and it escalating. That's what I was afraid of. So he's protecting me while I'm trying to protect him. But I,
Yeah,
I still felt like you have my back as a dad.
that typically, yeah, nowadays, man, you got to be careful because people nowadays, man, just don't think and they quick to pull the trigger and stuff like that, man. Um, and in a sense, go back to the thing I showed you before. You distracted him, trying to calm him down and say, "Hey, it's all right," and then he take his eyes off of that person, look at you, then something possibly could happen and stuff like that, man. But I could see that, but I don't know how much that could work these days. I mean, you could say something, but at the same time, it's like, listen, at the end of the day, your son is touching my son, and I'm just asking you to control your son. I got mine, you got yours. And the next thing you'll say, well, if I don't do it, what you gonna do about it? Then it's like I'm testing you to do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So at that moment, nowadays, do you pump that chest up, or do you just like, you know what, I'm gonna walk away from the situation before something really go bad? Because at the end of the day, it's like what we arguing about now.
Yeah, that's true. But um, I don't know. At that moment, I'm probably seeing red. So, you know, so
Because another thing you can say this, or as a dad, be like, listen, if that kid hit you, you have my permission to hit him back, and just let it go from there. And
you
he
say
said, I'm saying
leave it to
that
the
in front of
kids.
you. Yeah, and I'm saying that in front of you too, as a parent. Your son touched my son, and my son hit your son back. We're gonna see what's next. Then there are people saying, now you're encouraging kids to fight. No, I'm encouraging my kids to stand up for themselves.
Oh, now the kids gonna be fighting and the parents gonna be fighting. Now everybody's fighting. Once you put your hand on
Hey.
somebody, then it becomes free game, and then that's what escalates. So if
Exactly.
we just gonna bark
Exactly.
back and forth, I'm not gonna hit nobody first ever. I mean,
Exactly.
not over something like that, but once you hit me,
But see,
yeah.
my thing is, I don't want to do no barking. Listen, man. I told you once. I'm not gonna tell you again. Stay on your side of the lane. I'm stay on my side of the lane. You can do all that barking you want to. None of that stuff is gonna register to me. But like I said, because the more barking you do, the more heated people want to bang on their chest. I don't got time for all that, man. I don't got time for all that. And nowadays, if I remove myself, people start thinking, is he going to the car? Oh, nah, going to the car is over with. Most time we have it on us. Or maybe he removing his kid from the scene. You know what I'm saying? Let me remove you from the scene because I don't want you to get involved in this.
Yeah.
But you and I, we got something. But I guess from my perspective, man, protecting your son, I think protecting my son is the way I would look at it is giving him knowledge of trying to learn how to deal with certain situations, and especially what we had a podcast we say before is dealing with our emotions, especially when we are a trigger happy society nowadays. And almost anything goes, and then you find any type of reason to justify it. So the way I would say is give him the tools of know the situation, know what's going on, and have the tools and formality to learn how to adjust yourself and walk away. But don't walk away with your back turned. Walk away with your eyes still on the situation and what's going on. With that being said, as for my daughters, it's still a same concept is situation awareness, especially when you got a lot of people getting snatched and stuff like that. Like I told you before, be situation awareness because most of the times, most kids nowadays are so stuck into their iPads and their cell phones where they're looking down, and you could have anybody just pull up in the van and just snatch you up and go, and you have no awareness of that somebody was around you whatsoever. So just giving them those tools to have situation awareness, that's me in a way of protecting them and stuff, But I like I say, I can't protect them from a heartbreak. I cannot protect them from even what the word I'm about to say, scammers. How you protect them from scammers by giving them knowledge, right? But
there's plenty of things to try to protect. Not only your kid, but just someone you love. But I always say, you're not, you don't got them on a leash. You're not always there, right beside them, trying to guide them in the right way. So that resonates with me. I feel you on that as far as teaching them basically about life. The more knowledge they have, the more power they have, the more understanding of the world they have, and they'll be more successful. And also, you don't want to. It can get unhealthy. They talk about kids growing up in a bubble. That bubble bursts once they leave your house. The bubble don't exist because you're not there anymore. You are the bubble. So now, basically, you're sending them out in the world with no protection because you ain't taught them nothing. because you done warded
Yep.
off everything that's come their way. You done batted every fly, and they don't know how to handle anything. So, there is definitely a limit. I don't want to raise my kids to not be able to handle anything. I don't think that's protection. I think that's just
Yeah.
setting them up for failure.
Another protection I got. I was dating this girl, and I was riding with her parents, uh, going somewhere, and we ride in the car. And once you ride longer than an hour, or whatever case may be, I wind up falling asleep, right? And in the midst of me waking up, her dad was like, "Man, I don't know if I could fall asleep when somebody else is driving, especially if I don't know where I'm going." I'm like, "Huh?" I said, "I like to ask question. Why you say that? What you mean by that?" He said, "If you don't know where you're going and something happens, how can you describe where you at if you need help? If you sleeping the whole time?" When he said that, I thought about it, looked around my surrounding. I was in the country, didn't know. I still didn't know where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, he got a valid point. And from that moment on, I pay attention. If I'm definitely not driving and I'm going somewhere new, I pay attention to my surroundings. And that right there, that's him protecting me by giving me that knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny how you can. He didn't. He didn't directly say anything. You know what I'm saying? But you still
Hmm.
picked up on what he was saying, and
Hmm.
you learn from him, and it's stayed with you over all these years.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so a lot of times we think as parents we gotta sit them down and talk to them and this and that, but it can be as simple as making a comment like that. Just get them thinking, get the gears spinning.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, when when you're a parent, your kids have less time thinking with you because they know that you're gonna do everything for them compared to being somebody else. Somebody drop a knowledge like that, and they take it in and harness it and invest in it and look into it and be like, okay, that makes sense. And you be like, and they would come back and tell you, they be like, "Yeah, I've been telling you that the whole damn
Mhm.
time." He
Yeah,
said,
but you're my
"Yeah, you
dad,
probably
so I
have."
can't listen.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But the way he said it, it manifested. You look at him like, "I just want to smack you."
Yeah, yeah. That's why community is
So,
important. You know,
yeah,
get the right
yeah,
people in the kids' lives.
yeah, man. I mean, that right there was a powerful tool, and like I said, my dad wasn't able to protect me from a lot of stuff, but I definitely embrace and learn a lot of stuff by not being protected and stuff that, and it give me the knowledge to possibly pass that on to my son or my kids for they could protect themselves, or even mistakes that you have made, you learn how to say it in a way to protect your kids and stuff like that, or your spouse or whatever the case may be. So
Mm.
yeah, yeah, man. Any last notes on that?
No, just there's no manual for this stuff. That's fatherhood lessons. The lessons come from experiences. You can't pick up no book and learn how to be a father. So
You know what? The thing is, though, honestly, if it was a book, I don't think I wanted to read it.
even if I had all the answers,
I don't know if it had all answers because most of the books don't have the. I'm gonna say this. I don't think it would have all the answers because it all depends on where you come from and how you grew up and where you at in the world as for low income, middle income, or high income. Because
mm,
based off of that, you would deal with people differently based on your background, what you come from. Now, granted, we all might have the same ideal ideology, but at the same time, like I said, uh, I forgot his name, Antoine de Miller. He's a helicopter parent because of his background situation. I don't look at myself as being a helicopter parent, not at all. You know, and the way you view yourself compared to his theories, stuff like that, is totally different. But at this end of the day,
mm,
we all have the same goal. We just go about it a little bit differently. And then on top of that, the influences of our spouse. or your girlfriend also affect the way you would like the father, because the way you like the father depends on how much control you have. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So
it all comes from experiences. You're right.
yeah, so you have your father in your life. I don't have mine. He didn't have his. But yet at the same time, it's not like you saying, well, my father wasn't in my life, so therefore I'm not gonna be in my son's life. Nah, we want to do better, you
Yeah.
know. And one thing I explain to some people is that with well, I don't know about you, but I would say this: where I'm at right now, or where my kids at right now, have more than I ever had at the same age where they at right now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I don't know how many vacations you've been on when you was young, but from the looks of the way y'all vacation, your son gonna be going on so many more vacations that you even ever thought of when you was younger.
Man, we're getting him a passport right now. He's a year old and he
Exactly.
has a passport. It's insane.
And I went and got my daughter done today too. When got
Yeah.
that taken care of, and my other one already had hers. I didn't get my passport till I was a adult.
Same. Same.
You see what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
so we are hurdling. Well, I'm gonna say this. Another thing I was saying too is that you have three siblings, you and two other sisters, right?
Three other sisters. Three other sisters. Two older,
Three
two
other
younger.
sisters, right?
Two older, one younger.
I say, as a parent, well, I'm gonna cut it off right here, but I'm gonna put this on for another topic. As a parent, the question sometimes you gotta ask, or just ask any parent: do you believe you can invest the same amount of money or the same amount of resources in each of your kids? Is that even possible?
I'll think on it. Share my thoughts in the next video.
Yeah. Is that even possible? Because guess what? If you put in 40% of your investment to one of your kids, right? Do you think you could do that 2 times older if you have 3 kids? I think it's impossible from my perspective, but unless you're a millionaire, then that's different.
Mhm.
So think about that. Maybe I could put that up for a question next time and stuff like that. But with
Yeah.
that being said, uh shoot, I forgot what I was to say. With that being said,
You're
thank
gonna
you
end it.
for YouTube. Yeah. Thank you, YouTube. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.
Hey.